In this video, we're going to be reviewing Riverside from a perspective that if you want to use it for a video podcast, why it is one of the best platforms out there right now. So guys, what's up? RJ here back in this video. And in this video, we're going to be reviewing Riverside, but from a video podcast perspective. I've been doing podcasting for almost the past 5 years and I've done almost over 150 episodes. And I've tested all the platforms, like not only rigorously, and I have pretty got like well versed across all platforms where tools like StreamYard, BeLive, Melon, and so many others. Even like tried Riverside at first and then like stopped using it. But when they enhanced, I came back, became a customer. So I'm gonna be reviewing Riverside from a perspective of like how somebody can use Riverside from a video podcast standpoint, and why I personally believe it's like one of the best tool out there from efficiency standpoint, from the content quality standpoint, and from every aspect. So let's share the screen. Okay. So we're going to be opening Riverside right now and we're going to be logging in, and I'll walk you guys through how everything goes. So when you are on a paid plan, you can have like multiple studios. I'm going to open up the other studio because I'm recording in the first one so that we can go like step by step by step. If you plan to sign up for Riverside, the link is in the description down below. You can sign up from there. So the very first thing how we can proceed with it is like there's an option for new project, right? We can create a new project which can be of you creating the recording, anything, etc. For example, we can set that up as testing. So when there is a project that actually gets created inside of your studio, in that you have the ability to have this like share option, and you can share this like whole project with your editor if you want, or you can share the individual files to your editor. Now it is really beneficial from sharing standpoint, because normally what happens in a lot of different podcast recording platforms, especially from a video perspective, is like normally you have to record the episode, let's say on StreamYard, you have to download them, you have to upload them on Google Drive, and then you have to share it with your editor, which is first of all a lot of friction process, and then you have to require storages and a lot of extra hassle too. But in this case, you can either share the whole project where it have all of your episodes in like one go by just clicking on like share button, or when you got the recording done, like even after that you can just like share that over too. So let's open it up so we can see like how the editor works, all that, etc. Let's click on record button. Over here I will choose a different camera because my main camera is using over here. I'm not using headphone. Join studio. So basically this is how Riverside looks like from inside perspective. You can use this link to invite the guest on your show. You just like copy this link, send it to your guest, and the guest will join on your show. And you can like rename whatever the title of the podcast is, either the guest name, all that, etc. You can be able to like update your brand colors if you have any, your logos if you have any, all that. If you want to add any text, lower thirds, for example, like if you want to use any lower thirds, anything like that, you can use that too if you want. If you have any media, let's say a music or anything like that you want to use, you can use that. And there are different ways of like doing a layout, speaker full screen, speaker split screen, all that, etc., which is great. And the best part around like using Riverside, one of the things that I love the most around Riverside is like Riverside have the ability to host local recordings. Now what does that mean? Local recordings mean that regardless while you're shooting, if anybody, either you or your guest, does not have a stable internet while in the recording process, it might look like grainy or blurry, but because it's hosting your local recordings from your own device, it will give the final footages absolutely amazing. So it means like you're not going to be like, oh, just because like you don't have a better internet or they don't have a better internet, you cannot have a better recording versions of either of the ends. Since it's hosting it locally from both of the devices, if it looks like that it's blurry while the recording process, the final footage just turns out absolutely amazing. That is like one of the amazing software feature that I've experienced with Riverside, which is something I personally have not experienced on a lot of different softwares. StreamYard recently started to came up with this, but still I loved Riverside based off that. So everything is like pretty self-explanatory from here. Like you can like click on like record. You can do test recording if you want to. You can like turn on your mic on and off. You can like switch on your cameras to different cameras, your external speakers if you want to add any like script or like teleprompter if you want a higher plan. If you want to share your screen, you can use your share screen option, all that, etc. Yes, so like all you have to, and you can like if you want to like edit anything from here, you can also like edit this option and customize anything you want to do, all that. That can also be customizable. So I'll show you like what exactly happens after a recording gets start and like after the recording gets processed and finished on one of the previous recording I have done, so that I can also explain you how things are really better from this side of it. Apart from that, like if you think about like we have like other options over here. If you want to adjust resolutions, we can like do like 720p or like 1080p like full HD if you want, or we can even do like 4K ultra HD. Completely depend upon us. I personally use like 1080p full HD, which is like more than enough for me to use. But since this was a new test studio I created, so right now it shows as 720p, but you have all the options to edit this like studio settings for this particular studio within the setting option. So if I go into the setting option, I have the option to over here to click on studio settings, and I have the option here to change it from standard resolution to advanced, so that I can get like 1080p by default and I don't have to like constantly change stuff. And I can change like countdown timers, whatever, if I want to add counter timers or not, or it's like automatically start recording. I personally like countdown timers because like I get 5 seconds to get ready around it or so. um yes. And you have also a live stream option. Honestly, I think personally, if you want to use to record episode and don't want to stream it live, in that case Riverside is absolutely amazing. If you feel like, hey, I want to do live interview episodes, stuff like that, since some of the time while recording it shows grainy, or it might lag while in the recording process, even though the end footages turns out to be absolutely amazing, I personally don't recommend using Riverside if you have the intention to do podcast episode live. If you're recording it just like how I do it right now, then it's like absolutely recommended. So let me show you like what are the other features Riverside provides once the episode gets recorded or done. So for example, like I have one of this episode. So normally what happens is like when you have the episode gets done, uh, as you can see, like right now I'm in the episode, like I'm inside of the episode itself. I have the option to like share it with this link, and I can share it to my editor, and like he can just start working on it right away. And the best part about it is not only I have like this footages or anything like that, etc. Let me open up something else so it could be faster to show. Yeah, let's open this one. The advantage of like using this is like even while in the recording process, as you can see, like it looks like that I have a footage that is in a split recording side by side. The best part around Riverside is also that I can download full high quality full frame footages of the guest and myself, and also the side by side view as well, which helps a lot from the editing standpoint too. Like your editor, if you share this link to your editor, like that editor can be able to like download individual guest files for better like intros, or like even for a better flow of interviews, so that the interview does not stay like a split one till the end. It just gives a better way to edit from that editing standpoint, which is a big of an issue in most of the other video recording platforms, because again you have to like either record it and then you have to download all of those files and then upload it on drive folder and then share it to your editor, which adds a lot of friction. This process becomes a frictionless process for us, because like we can use this edit link and provide it to the editor, and the editor can start working right onto it. The other part which Riverside also have their inside editor too, which is also pretty good if somebody wants to use it and they don't want to hire their own editors or stuff like that. You can just get into the edit section and be able to like edit stuff. If you want to like edit stuff by your own self, you have the ability to do some of those actions too. So for example, your text or your videos are technically going from, so if you see like it goes transcript by transcript. So let's say if I remove this interviews, it will remove that part also from the edit too. Did you notice? It removed the interviews, that word specifically, from the main edit also, which is amazing. So this is one of the way you can do it, and you can also like edit however you want. If you want to make splits, if you want to like add chapters, if you want to add scenes, for example, at this point, I maybe like I want to make sure like instead of having a full frame, let's say, yeah, let's add a scene, for example. Let's add a scene here. Let's say at this chapter I want to make sure that I don't want to have, so I can personally like split up all the, I can see if in this case, like if I'm actively speaking over here, I can like change the track. I can change the track from this person to my own self, and I can hide the person because I'm actively speaking over here. So from an editing standpoint, if you can see, like the guest is still speaking, but right now I'm on the full frame. So in that case, like you have the full flexibility and ability to add scenes, and then be able to like, you can create scenes anywhere you want, and you can change the track of it based of like if you want both, if you want the the host, or if you want the guest only, you can change it and like make those things also pretty much like seamless if you want. And let's say if you want to use it from a short form perspective, you can change the ratio from 16 by 9 to like 9 by 16, and then you still have the same ability. You can have the option to add tracks for both guest or host, however you want to. Yeah, it normally like changes the position of guest and the host. Technically, if you can see, like it just changed the, it's completely drag and drop. For some people who want to start out and they don't want to spend a lot of money on editors or stuff like that, for those reasons, I feel like that is a really good way to edit stuff out. And then when they want to like export it, you can click on export button however you want to, whatever your timeline looks like. You can also like normalize audio level if you want, remove background noise if you want, and export the video. It's pretty easy, pretty handy for those people who want to like edit stuff out on their own, but then they get confused with like editing tools or softwares, all the etc. And the task we just created just like ended up here in draft. I can like continue editing from here, or I can like delete it if I want, completely based on me. I'm just gonna delete it. So yeah, like these are like some of the most common features that we have inside Riverside. And if you want, if you're somebody who is like thinking about of like using Riverside or anything like that, I would highly, highly recommend using Riverside for your video podcast, or stuff like that. So the link would be in the description down below, also in the show notes. If you want to sign up for Riverside, also if you need any help regarding podcasting, I run a podcast production agency where I help entrepreneurs run their own podcast from literally scratch. So if you have any questions around podcasts or so, let me know in the comment section below, or send me a message on my social media, Facebook, Instagram. Love to answer your questions. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll definitely gonna see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.